Nice gradual slope down. So we did some heavy digging with the tractor backhoe. So 3 foot 5 inches. Looks pretty good. We're gonna see if we can figure out how to make water drain uphill. Let me tell you my 2 problems. I've got one problem is there's a slight grade going down this way. It's always been a problem since we've had the property because water wants to run out into the drive. There's a drive that's been here ever since we've had it and it's constantly washing out. So we're gonna correct that today. That's the first problem. So the second problem is right here. There's so little of a grade right here, water will build up and actually run across what's gonna be the future floor of the pole barn. So we don't want water, when we do have concrete, we don't want water pushing up under the concrete. So we're gonna use this portion right here as our low starting point, and we're gonna dig down so there's a small grade this way, keep going down and down and down and down, and then it will drain off to the back. So there's the elevation at the back is lower than all of this, so we can get that drain, but we're gonna use the laser level to make sure that it accurately goes down. We're gonna drop maybe, 1 foot every 20 feet. So it's not gonna be a great, big, fast drain, but it'll keep the water from gaining up here. There's not a lot of water. We're at the top of the hill, so it's never gonna hold a lot of water. So now that we've discussed this drain going this way, let's talk about once we get the water to here, where we're gonna go with it. So you're at the back side of the barn now. We want the water to continually go down and around and out this way towards a natural drain to the back of the property. We have the power line here that we put in underground, so we got plenty of room to work here. There's nothing over here to work with, so what we'll do is end up making a nice gradual slope down so that the water will flow that way, and then we can grass it and mow back here, but not be really, really steep. Again, on this front side over here, we're gonna continue this slope more gradually to this way. We know we've tiled 811 numerous times, and we know this is pretty much the limit that we can go. So we can basically skin this little hill back and make it where we can mow this as well. So it'll be a very gradual slope. So let's get to it. So we did some heavy digging with the tractor backhoe a couple weeks ago, and I haven't serviced it back since, so we're gonna grease this dude up today, dig these grease fittings out. These always get packed with dirt, and that's just part of it. Take the time to get it cleaned out, dig it out, put grease in it. What was that all about? Did you get his ball out?
No. What you doing, bud? Hey, what you doing?
This is what we got going on. We've got the laser level out. We're going to use this now. See if I can explain this to myself, because I can see it in my head, but explaining something's a lot harder. I don't want the water to drain this way, which is going out towards the road. I want it to drain behind the barn and then down this hill. The reality is I'm asking it to drain uphill and then turn a corner and then drain downhill. So what we're gonna have to do is make sure that this corner is higher than this corner, and this corner is higher than the end result, which is the drain. So that's our end game. So these laser levels are amazing. If you're going to do a bunch of projects, it's so worth the money. They're a little bit expensive up front. I think when we bought this one, it was like $4.99. So that's a chunk of money to invest. But we are doing so many projects, and we knew we were going to be doing so many projects over the long haul, that I think it's absolutely worth it. And it doesn't take very much to learn how to use one. And if you really put some effort into it, which I'm not going to, you can really learn how to use it correctly. But all I need to do is have enough information in my noggin to make sure I get my grades right, and yeah, it'll do a lot more than I can do. All right, let's go figure out how low can we go? Yeah, how low can we go? You guys might not can hear this, but the wind is just horrendous right now. All right, we've got our laser set up, and right here, which is our lowest point this is the end result. It is 4 foot and 11 inches. We're gonna use that as our starting point. So 4 foot and 11 inches is our lowest point that we have to get to. Now we're gonna go on the other side. At the lowest point at the front, where it's draining out of the road, and we're gonna reverse that as we go downhill this way. So 3 foot, 5 inches. So there's a lot of conversations in our posts and on tractor forums. Should you buy a tractor backhoe? Should you buy the backhoe attachment for your tractor? And you know, for us, it makes a lot of sense because we do a lot of projects like this developing our property where we're going to need a backhoe for like 1 or 2 hours today, and then we're going to need a backhoe for 2 or 3 hours next week, so on and so forth. So if you had to go rent a backhoe for those little projects, you know, that would add up to a pretty good bit of money over time. And with this, we don't have to worry about is the backhoe in stock. We can just come in and dig right away. From that end, which was our low point on this side of the building, it's now draining 8 inches from that end down. It's 8 inches lower here than it is there. And I can, standing in the trench, I can actually see the grade. So now we're going to drop another 12 inches as we go this way. And the end game, we'll shape these sides, and this will be a nice, smooth, rounded bottom ditch that will be able to be grassed and mowed. Grassed and mowed. We'll figure that word out later. But that's the end game. Let's get on to the next part. Looks pretty good. We've got our drainage ditch started. It's dug all the way around from the front side of the barn all the way around to the back side, which is going to release out into down this hill. We're going to come back and get the spoils and clean that up, and that's pretty much where we're going to stop today. We got really heavy rains tomorrow, like an inch to an inch and a half of rain. So that's going to allow us to come out and look at this and see how it's draining. We use the laser level, so I feel pretty doggone confident that it's going to be really good, because from that corner there all the way around, we dropped roughly 18-inch drop. So that's 80 foot. And that 80 foot, it dropped 18 inches. And we still come out on the downhill slope here. Before we get through, I've got the grapple on the front. We've got some more 6x6s for the back of the barn. That's the last of the 6x6s. So we're gonna offload those while the grapple's still attached. Then we put the bucket on and come back and grab the spoils, because I don't want it to wash back down in the hole. So, but it's still, I wanna clean it up, make it look good. Gimmo, what do you think, buddy? It's just walking all over it. So I'm not whining, not even complaining, but just a point of reference. These 20-foot long 6x6s, when we started pricing this project 2 years ago, were $64. When we bought the last ones, they were $94, $96, and I bought these these two 6x6s here, and they were $134 a piece. Wow, that's crazy. It's more than double.